Hey there, thank you so much for joining me today. What I want to share with you is briefly what I learned from the 7 baby steps of Dave Ramsey. Now, this steps has helped me and my family get out of debt. Now, I believe that this system truly falls with an individual who has consumer debt. So that will be credit card debt, car loans, and other types of debts that includes consumer. Now, when you're talking about real estate debt, that is a completely separate type of debt, and even Dave Ramsey allows that kind of debt. That being said, let me go ahead and jump in and share with you all what I learned and how I was able to get out of debt and what I think about of the 7 baby steps from Dave Ramsey. Okay, so baby step number 1. Baby step number 1, get $1,000 as fast as you can. So you will be surprised what the survey, and I don't really know the numbers in the percentage wise, or what the typical person in America having $1,000, that's not very common. There's a lot of people are struggling out there, to get $1,000. So let's say that your wheel break, one of your tires breaks, you have a flat tire, your engine goes off. There's going to be a rainy day. We all have that. And so the typical American struggles to come up with $1,000. It may not seem like a lot of money, but there's a lot of individuals out there that struggle financially to get even to $1,000. So one of the baby steps from Dave Ramsey, which is baby step number 1, will be to get $1,000 as fast as you can. Okay, baby step number 2, pay off your debt as fast as you can, using the debt snowball. So what that is you grab all of your debt, you line them up from the smallest to largest, right? So you go from this, let's say you got 3 debts. You have a credit card that is $1,000, another one that's $2,000, and then a car payment that you have let's say, $5,000 balance. So you're gonna pay off the smallest debt as fast as you can, right? Making minimum payments on all of the big ones. So with that said, you're gonna grab your smallest debt, you're gonna pay it off as fast as you can with the gazelle intensity. That's what Dave Ramsey likes to call it. You pay that off as fast as you can. You get that payment that you were paying on the small debt. Now you grab that and then you throw that onto the second payment, which it'll be the $2,000 credit card in this case. So now you have 2 payments going into one. So you get this one and then you get that one. So that's what's called the debt snowball, because now you get this one and then pay the second one. Once you finish paying that off, then you're gonna grab those 2 payments and then you're gonna pay off and attack the third one as fast as you can. So that is called using the debt snowball. Okay, so now baby step number 3. This is one of my favorite ones, and it's getting a 3 to 6 months of expenses. So now 3 to 6 months of expenses. Why? Because like I said before, a rainy day, it's gonna happen. That's gonna happen no matter what. And so with 3 to 6 months of expenses, you're buying yourself insurance, almost as if you're protecting yourself against a future rainy day that's gonna happen, because it will happen. I just believe that things happen in life, and it happens in every day at any moment in life. So 3 to 6 months of expenses is super important. So 3 to 6 months of expenses will be your step number 3 for you to fully fund your emergency fund. Okay, so baby step number 4. This is investing 15% of your income, your household income, that is. Now, if you're single or married, that 15% is gonna vary. So that's why Dave doesn't like to give a specific amount of how much you should invest every month. With that said, if you work for a company that offers 401k, you can absolutely take advantage of that as well. I believe that most companies, they match you up to 4%. I haven't come across yet, or I haven't heard of any, but I'm sure there is companies that will give you the 5%. Now with that, let's just say that the company matches you 4%. If you put in 2%, they will most likely not match you the 4%. So you need to match the company match. That's what's called a company match. So you put 4%, the company gives you 4%. Now guess what? Every month, right? See, if you get paid bi-weekly, you're gonna do that every month, but at the end of the month, it equals 8%. So that automatically puts you at 8% saving towards investments. And now you could do that through your company 401k, or you can also open up what is called a IRA or a Roth IRA. And in another video, I will explain the difference between an IRA and a Roth IRA. Just think of it, both of them having different tax advantages or disadvantages depending on your situation. It is very situational, so I cannot say that which one is better. It will be a Roth IRA or IRA that will depend on your financial situation, depending on your situation that you're in, that will best suit you and all of your family's needs. But with that being said, 15% of your income is what you typically should be saving, or you're out to be saving time you retire when you're 65 or 67 years old. So 15% is the magic number. Now, baby step number 5 is save for your college retirement. Okay, now Dave recommends that if you don't have any children, that you skip this step and go to step number 6. And another thing too, notice baby step number 4, 5, and 6 are gonna be done all at the same time. Okay, so baby step number 5 is gonna be contributing to your children's college fund. By this time, you paid off all of your debt, right? And then you started saving for retirement. So now your children, is very important that you start setting them up for success early in the early years of their life. I personally have a 9-year-old and then a 3-year-old. With the 9-year-old, when I was introduced to this program, my 9-year-old at that time was about 4 or 5 years old, I believe. I want to say about 4 years old. As soon as I learned from it, I enrolled my son into it. Now with my 3-year-old, it was different. You know, I did it the minute that he was born. So now it makes a big difference when you start early, is all I'm saying though. Because my son at 3 years old, it's right there with my son when it comes to how much money is being invested into their retirement and how much money the money has been growing. But with that set aside, baby step number 5, it's gonna be contributing to your kids' college fund. You could do a 529 or another one that is called an ESA, an education savings account. It goes down to what you think will be best based on your risk tolerance and what do you think is best for you as far as getting comfortable and investing in this account. Okay, so baby step number 5, pay off your mortgage as fast as you can. Now, by this time, you are completely out of debt. You don't have any consumer debt. You don't have any credit card. You don't have any car payments. You don't owe your aunt the $2,000 that you borrowed from. I mean, you're completely debt free except the house. Now, you're doing 4, 5, and 6 at the same time. You're contributing 15% of your income towards your own personal retirement, and then you're also contributing to your children's fund as well for their college tuition. Now, you have a IRA You're contributing to your children's college fund. Now you have no mortgage. I mean, that is your mortgage is usually the highest payment for most Americans, their largest payment a month. Now with that, you're in baby step number 7 now. So you're building your wealth, but you're also not forgetting about the fact that giving money away, what I like to call wham, walking around money, it's one of the best things you could do. You could literally go to IHOP in the middle of the night when, well, not, I don't know about nowadays with COVID, but back in the days, right? We were talking 2019, you could go to IHOP, you could go to any of those restaurants and 11 o'clock at night, and you see the single mother who's waitering your table, providing for their kids. Now guess what? You can leave them a tip of $100, and then they will never have to know who you really are. That is what I enjoy the most. That is what I really take on as one of my missions, to give as much as I can. Now, we're not really talking about money that you have to give away all the time. You can give away your resources, your time, because now you don't have any debt. You can now cut back on your work hours, I mean, what have you. So now you can give it away. You can give a part of yourself away towards a greater cause that is bigger than you. So with that said, baby step number 7, build your wealth and give it all away. It just feels so good to give back to the community, and you will find a lot of pleasure. You will find a lot of joy. And then for me, that is my drug. Giving money away is one of the greatest things you could do. And so please, I highly encourage you to think of being a person of an abundance with an abundant mind. But with that said, those are the baby steps. For me personally, it has really helped me get out of debt. I'm completely debt free except for my mortgage. Again, I'm going to make a video separately where we talk about how you can use debt to your advantage, but not the type of debt that you're thinking about. I'm not talking about credit cards. I'm not talking about, a car loan. This is a different type of debt, but this is a separate animal that I'm not going to get into it right now. We're talking about how you can get out of debt if this is one of the things that you're thinking maybe perhaps you're not able to do, or they will never happen to you. I'm here to tell you that it can happen to you. It happened to me and has happened to other individuals that I have met, and then with the right mindset, with the right goal, with the right clarity, we were able to accomplish that. So I challenge you to take on this, and if you have any questions, feel free to put it down in the comment. We can connect separately. I can show you some of the steps, some of the extra steps that I took in order for me to become financially free, provide for my family, invest in my future, and at the same time, building my wealth and leaving a legacy for myself. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. Please feel free to subscribe, like the video so you can help me with the algorithm, so we can help more people deliver the message so that they too can get out of debt. Thanks guys. See you on the next one.